This little project could be an easy one, but it isn't. I have here a spacer bar. This thing is normally installed between the rails of the tram to keep, of course, the right distance. But this one has a little bit special dimensions because this has to fit between the rails in a switch. In the straight rails it will be easy because we have tons of them. This one is a unique piece for us. And because we need another one, because this one, as you can see, left the chat a little bit and this nut is completely stuck. Now, normally, of course, there's two nuts and then two of these washes and the rail comes between two. So indeed, this fix could be really easy. All I have to do is cut off this threaded portion here and then weld a piece of threaded rod on it. Of course not this one because it's a little bit too small. And then buy some new nuts and we're ready for action. But, and here's the problem, this thing needs to be installed right in front of the main building of the railroad. The place where all these tourists come. And of course they're gonna see an old railroad with a brand new threaded rod and brand new nuts. I think it doesn't fit very well. It should be better if we can reuse the old nuts. But this one is completely stuck on this threaded rod. Of course I can try to get it off, but I think this will mess up the thread, just like this one. This is also completely game over. This one is okay-ish, and I think the one that's left on the other end of the bar is also okay-ish. So here's my plan of attack. First of all, I will go to the depot to see if I can find some of these original nuts. They will look much better than these brand new things. And see if I can find some portions of threaded rod or something. But if I can find, that's not really a big problem, because I checked here in the neighborhood, there's a very nice little store and they buy these, they sell these diameter 18 steel rods, so I can cut the thread myself. This is a pitch of 10G something. I don't even know what it means. So all that's left to do, I think, is to jump into my car and go to the depot to check if I can find the useful things over there. But to make it easy on me, I think I'm gonna first cut off a piece here so I can take off this nut, see in what kind of state it is, and it will also be easier for transportation. That's quick. This will be a lot easier to handle. It fits nice in my pocket, and to do a test fit, it will be much better. Right, I jump in my car and I see you in Tram Paradise. Right, we're here. And I also brought the key, of course. It is always difficult to film here in this depot because it's very dark in here. And as you can see, it's also stuffed with trams. Here we are at the other side of the depot. And in last week's video there were a few comments about this old lathe. Let me show you. This thing was brought here by an old member that doesn't come anymore, and he just put it here on a concrete base. That's all. Nothing is fixed, nothing is installed, nothing works. And it is a very big machine. The bed is 3 meters in length. The problem for us is that we don't need it. We never use it because it's not installed. And for us to make new bolts, it's too big. And to make wheels or axles, it's too small. But still, some parts are really fun. For example, this faceplate, when I measure it, we have here 770 millimeters. That's a big one. But we don't have any plans at all with this machine. In fact, it's too big, it's in the way, and we're gonna give it away. So if you want a 3-meter bed lathe, come and pick it up, and it's yours. And yes, it's for real. We give it away. It's not a joke. And in the meanwhile, I think I found something very useful here. Here is a case with all old bolts. These are new old stock. And if I take the nut off, it works. While we're here at the depot, maybe I can show you a little bit better what I have to make. The bar I need is this one, 18 millimeter. It is smaller than the others because it has to pass here in these special pieces that I don't even know how to name them. I'm home! Right, I think I found what I need. I have 4 brand new old nuts, but I couldn't find any round material. So I bought a brand new piece of future spacer bar. And of course now the plan is very simple. All I have to do is to cut a thread here over a length of 270 millimeters. And on the other side it is 160. But first, just to be sure, see if it's the right dimension. And it is. And just to be sure to cut the right thread, I double checked and triple checked with my change the thread thing here. And the 10 TPI that I thought it should be fits, but almost. And then I check with a 2.5 pitch metric, and it fits much better. It's not perfect, but it fits better. And I checked over different places on the new and the old thing here with both, and the 2.5 works just better, which I think is a bit strange because it should be normally a British standard thread, but it isn't. And just to be sure that I'm sure, I made a test piece out of a piece of test piece steel, and this thing works perfectly fine on all 4 nuts. There is almost no wiggle waggle, so that's good. And this is a 2.5 pitch metric thread. So I think that's the one I'm gonna cut on my brand new bar here. And to avoid any accidents with the stick out here, I will install my table. Here now my cutting tool is at 0 and I move the carriage to 270, which is more or less here. Of course it's not important, it's a bit more or less. Set the 0 on this one. So every time the dial comes here on the 0, that's when I will retract my cutting tool. Right, because I made a test piece, normally all these settings are correct. But let's check and recheck. 2.5 is E. 2.5 G. Gear setting 1 I never changed, so that's good. And then here we have 2.5 B and D. D, okay. B. That should be it. Everything is set. I will do just a little portion here to make a scratch pass, just to be sure. Let's do this. Spot on. And if I take the 10 TPI thread gauge thing here, this one is really close. It's hard to tell the difference. But this is a pitch 2.5. Let's continue. Because this is a long and thin workpiece, I suppose there will be a lot of fricks. And that's why I take very light cuts to make my thread here. Which means it's gonna take a while. So I'm not gonna bore with you with it. I will bring you back online when we're getting closer to a result here. And in the meanwhile, I can listen to the radio. I think we're getting somewhere here. There is almost no play. It's a little bit snug, but not too much. And I think if I take off the crest with a file here and give it a little bit of cleanup, it will be just fine. As you can see, it spins really freely and there's almost no play, so it's close to perfect. Right, of course now I have to do the same on the other side, but shorter. And I also have to cut more or less 15 millimeters off here, because of course it's too long. Come on, thing. So we said we need 1155. Cut off here more or less. I will face this side and drill the center hole in the USSR lathe, which means I don't need to change the setups in this one. Now, you don't really need 2 lathes to survive in your workshop, but if you have, why not use them? Right, back at the Celtic and everything is installed, ready for action to cut part 2 of the threads. Give it a touch of oil. Here we go. Right, we're there. With the same touch of file and brush treatment, this will work perfectly fine. And here's the finished product. As you can see, the nuts, they fit very well. Both of them, and of course the other side too, and the washers, no problem at all. So I suppose all that's left to do now is to go back over there and install the thing. I have not good news and also good news. The bar I have to install in one of these switches, it won't be for today because we have to drill holes and I don't know exactly where. So I have to wait for the big boss, he will decide. And the good news is, the building you see here behind me, last time I couldn't show you inside because it was closed and I don't have the key. But today it is open. Let's go and have a look. This thing here is the locomotive of the Royal train. Steam.
Now, it's standing here inside, nice and safe, and it's almost 15 years ago the last time he had in steam, because boiler certificate invalid. It's a bit hard to film in here, but steam. The video maybe doesn't show it very well, but this plate here, this plug, is bent over here. And that is because last year some kind of cocksucker thought it was important to steal this plug. Now, fortunately, he didn't succeed, so they tried to take it off, and someone said, hey, most people respect all the old stuff, but some don't.